Every single time you pop the lid off a can of wet food, your dog instantly jumps for joy. Watching them absolutely devour it, you tell yourself, from now on, I am going to feed them wet food every single day just to show how much I love them. You probably think this kind of pampering is the greatest gift in the world. The harsh truth is, veterinary science issues a completely different warning. Feeding your dog 100% wet food every single day is not just a tasty feast. It is actually silently triggering massive changes deep inside their body. If you get this wrong, the very love you are trying to show could end up destroying their health and completely shattering their discipline. In today's video, we are going to unpack the 6 things that actually happen when your dog eats wet food every day. And please make sure you stick around until the very end, because fact number 6 will expose a terrifying danger hiding right inside that seemingly harmless can. Let us get started. On a rescue for their urinary system, the miraculous thirst quencher. On the positive side, wet food contains anywhere from 70 to 85% water, whereas dry kibble only holds about 10%. According to a 2023 study by the Royal Veterinary College in the United Kingdom, dogs that are fed wet food on a daily basis reduce their risk of developing kidney stones and urinary tract infections by a massive 30%. Dogs simply do not have the natural habit of actively drinking enough water like humans do. Eating wet food automatically supplies them with an abundant amount of hydration. This helps their fragile kidneys filter out dangerous toxins much more efficiently and keeps all of their internal organs running perfectly smoothly. Practical advice. If your dog is extremely lazy when it comes to drinking from their water bowl, especially during those scorching hot summer days, or as they slowly enter their golden senior years, wet food is an absolutely excellent hydration method. You can think of it as a subtle, loving way to fiercely protect your little best friend's kidney function. 2. The decline of their dental health, the heavy price of softness. This is the biggest downside that you absolutely must face. Dry kibble has a certain level of hardness to it. When a dog chews, the rigid edges of the kibble create physical friction, which naturally helps scrape away plaque from their teeth. Wet food, on the exact contrary, is incredibly soft, sticky, and easily gets lodged deep inside their gum lines. A 2022 clinical report by the American Veterinary Dental College issued a severe warning. Dogs who eat a strictly wet food diet have more than double the risk of developing periodontal disease. These sticky chunks of wet food rapidly calcify into rock-hard tartar within just a matter of weeks. The heartbreaking consequence is that your dog will suffer from severe bad breath, painfully swollen gums, receding gum lines, and agonizing toothaches that completely prevent them from chewing their toys or eating normally. Practical advice: if you make the decision to feed your dog wet food every single day, you absolutely must brush their teeth using a dog-specific toothbrush and toothpaste at least 3 times a week. Pampering them through their stomach must always be traded for ironclad discipline when it comes to their dental hygiene. If you are finding that this knowledge is helping you deeply understand the biology of your 4-legged best friend, please take just 1 second to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support is a massive motivation that helps our dog-loving community spread these vital scientific truths. And please do not go anywhere just yet, because at the very end of this video, I'm going to reveal exactly how the very packaging holding their food is silently introducing dangerous seeds of disease right into your dog's fragile body. 3. Picky eater syndrome. When they start psychologically manipulating you. From a behavioral psychology perspective, wet food has a far more stimulating aroma and a much more appealing protein concentration compared to dry kibble. This intensely awakens a dog's primal hunting instincts and their incredibly keen sense of smell. The Canine Behavior Institute, in a 2021 publication, pointed out that over 73% of dogs who were fed wet food continuously for just 2 weeks actually went on a hunger strike. They completely boycotted their meals and flat out refused to chew their regular dry kibble. At this point, they are not actually starving. They have simply learned a profound lesson in psychological manipulation. They realize that if they just refuse to eat and look up at their owner with those pitiful, sad eyes, their human will feel heartbroken and immediately bring out that delicious wet food. Completely unintentionally, your deep love has turned them into a stubborn, picky little child. Practical advice. Do not let your dog seize control of the family dining table. Instead, use wet food strictly as a high-value, special reward, or just mix a tiny amount, roughly 20%, right into their dry kibble to act as a savory gravy. This method brilliantly boosts the flavor of their meal while firmly maintaining the vital discipline of their eating habits. 4. The chaos of their gut microbiome. The dirty problem with their output. It is a slightly delicate truth, but you absolutely must know this. Feeding them wet food every single day can easily turn your daily cleanup routine into a complete nightmare. The Journal of Veterinary Internal Medicine explains that while wet food contains a massive amount of water, it severely lacks the crucial bulk-forming fiber their body desperately needs. When their intestinal tract lacks this essential fiber, their delicate gut microbiome simply does not have the proper physical surface to bind to, making it impossible for those good bacteria to stably break down their food. The unfortunate result is that your poor dog becomes highly prone to uncomfortable bloating, incredibly foul-smelling gas, and especially stools that are constantly loose or mushy. Because this excessively soft stool does not have enough firmness, it completely fails to naturally compress your dog's anal glands when they go to the bathroom. Over time, this lack of physical pressure can easily lead to severe blockages and deeply agonizing inflammation in their pelvic region. Practical advice. A dog's digestive system strictly requires physical fiber and structural binding to properly form their stool. Expertly combining a solid base of dry kibble with just a small amount of wet food is the absolute golden ratio. This perfect balance ensures their gut smoothly absorbs all the necessary nutrients, while guaranteeing their stools remain firm, healthy, and incredibly easy for you to clean up. 5. The calorie trap, the silently expanding balloon of fat. You might naturally think that because wet food contains so much water, it must be less fattening. The reality is actually the exact opposite. If you calculate it based strictly on dry matter, meaning after all the water is removed, commercial wet foods often contain significantly higher levels of excess fat and calories compared to regular dry kibble. The Association for Pet Obesity Prevention issued a stark warning in 2023. They revealed that the common habit of owners simply eyeballing portions or conveniently dumping an entire can into the bowl without thinking is the primary reason why canine obesity rates have skyrocketed to a staggering 60%. The impossibly delicious flavor simply makes the meat totally out of control, causing them to absorb a massive amount of hidden calories. This severe obesity will inevitably trigger a series of heartbreaking health tragedies, such as diabetes, heart failure, and painful joint necrosis, ultimately and cruelly stealing away precious years of their life. Practical advice. Absolutely never feed your dog based on a mere feeling, and please stop using your eyes to measure their portions. You must carefully check the calorie guidelines printed right there on the wet food can. Combine that vital information with your dog's ideal target weight so you can accurately measure out their exact daily portion, spoonful by spoonful. 6. The hidden toxin inside the can, the silent killer known as BPA. This is perhaps the most terrifying truth that very few owners actually pay attention to. In order to keep wet food from spoiling and to effectively prevent the metal can from rusting, a lot of manufacturers coat the inside of their cans with an epoxy resin lining that contains a chemical called BPA. A groundbreaking 2021 study from the University of Missouri conducted blood tests on dogs who ate strictly canned food continuously for just 14 days. The horrifying results showed that the BPA levels in their blood had actually tripled. BPA is a notorious endocrine-disrupting chemical. It dangerously mimics reproductive hormones, silently ravaging their reproductive system, severely impairing their thyroid function, and drastically increasing the risk of tumor formation. Your pure, innocent love, if blindly placed in low-quality products, might literally be pumping toxic chemicals into your little best friend's body every single day. Practical advice. Please become a highly vigilant consumer. When you are shopping for canned wet food, you must prioritize finding the exact words BPA free printed right there on the label. For an even safer approach, Choose wet foods that are packaged in silver-lined zip pouches. Or better yet, take a little extra time to cook some fresh stews or homemade pâté right in your own kitchen for them. So there you have it. Feeding your dog wet food every single day is exactly like holding a double-edged sword. It brings them overwhelming bursts of happiness, excellently protects their kidneys, and brilliantly stimulates their appetite. But at the exact same time, it strictly demands absolute iron discipline from you when it comes to protecting their dental hygiene, carefully controlling their weight, and vigilantly selecting safe packaging. True love does not simply lie in always spoiling them and giving in to their temporary food cravings. True love actually lies in scientific understanding, so that we can provide them with the absolute strongest foundation of lifelong health. Does your dog prefer dry kibble or wet food? Have you found a mixing ratio that works perfectly for them? Please share your story down in the comments section below, because I would absolutely love to read them. Do not forget to hit that like button, share this video with other fellow dog parents, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue this wonderful journey of decoding the inner world of our dogs together. I will see you in the very next video.